So in this video, I'm going to be interviewing one of my coaching clients, and you're going to be amazed at how God ministered to her. Even after 50 years of walking with the Lord, there's new insights and transformation available. You don't want to miss this.
Welcome to the Maggie B Show. I'm your host, Maggie Barato, and I'm passionate about hearing God's voice and seeing His Spirit at work.
Okay, so I'm excited. I'm here with my friend, Donna Williams, and we're going to talk about the one-on-one Thrive in the Hive coaching. So Donna, welcome.
Thank you, Maggie.
Yeah, I'm excited to give you an opportunity to share what your experience was with the 3-month one-on-one transformational coaching. So, Donna, can you tell us, why did you sign up for the coaching in the first place? What drew you to sign up?
Well, because I had been at church, I'd been born again for 50 years and thought I had been through everything I needed to go through. And now I'm 81 now. Wow. And I'm thinking, I've been through it all. I don't need to go through stuff again. And so I delayed. I mentioned that to you, and I delayed, probably for a month maybe. And then I talked to my pastor and I said, I would like, your blessing if I do this. And he said, Donna, I really can't say because I don't know exactly what it will be. So I waited another week or so, and then within myself, I thought, I need to do this. Yeah. So I contacted you, and I said, Maggie, I'm going to go for it. Really, not anticipation of things good, but really anticipation of a lot of junk and garbage coming up that I thought I had dealt with.
Okay.
But it wasn't that way at all.
What would you say has been, because we're coming at the end of 3 months, not a long time actually, but what would you say has been the biggest impact?
Oh gosh, there has been so much. I've been keeping a record, Maggie, especially within the last few days, because everything is just piling up. Okay, thank you. The impact mostly has been with the declarations.
Okay.
That you say in the morning. Now, I was reluctant. I said them. There's 15 of them, looking in the mirror, and I find it hard to look at because I didn't look as good as I used to when I was much younger. And so I was uncomfortable with that, but I did it a few times in obedience, and then I would read the declarations, not looking in the mirror. It brought me closer to the heart of God, caused a lot of tears because the things that we are declaring, like your daughter, I'm his daughter, father, they were just so gripping that it was like, for me, coming from an orphanage, it was just too much to really grasp. And I hear and I see things of other people who have had good fathers, good homes and all of that, but that wasn't my experience. So to have this experience with Father God and be calling his daughter, absolutely incredible. And a couple of days ago, it cemented within my spirit, and I just can't even tell you the joy.
Yeah.
The last declaration is, Father God wants you to know that he designed you for greatness and to be a display and a demonstration of his glory in earth. And the things that have happened because of this coaching within the last even few days, even yesterday, I was having lunch with someone and another person was there that I didn't know. And that person, just after meeting me for a few minutes, she just looked at me and she said, you look like royalty. And I thought, I said, well, I did meet the queen when she was princess, and then I left it at that. It just kind of just hung in the air.
Wow.
Because I didn't know this lady. And then when I came home, I read the declaration, the number 15. Father God wants you to know he designed you for greatness and to be a display and a demonstration of his glory in the earth. And like that has taken place even in the last few days. I was asked to speak at somebody's celebration of life. And the people afterwards said, like, you're so genuine, it just comes from your heart. And I told them about God and about his love and that God knows their name and knows everything about them. And I can say all these things because it all came out of this coaching session that I was so reluctant to go into.
Yeah. Donna, it's been amazing for me to just watch God just bring breakthrough. And that's really what I would call it is you've had some significant breakthroughs in just really embracing your identity as a daughter. And isn't that the catalyst for everything else? Like that's the ground floor. When we can get our identity secure, destiny flows out of that. And that's been amazing. So you've shared, some really practical ways on how God has met you, and it's been an amazing experience on my end. I feel like I get a front seat to all of this. So would you say that your time investment, your financial, all your investment, would you say it was worth it for you?
Multiplied 100 times. Yes. 100%.
So what would you say, Donna, to someone, maybe there's a woman watching who's been considering, who's feeling stuck, who's feeling like, things are coming up and they don't know what to do, and they're maybe considering the coaching. What would you say to that woman?
Trust God. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6 for 50 years has been my anchor verse. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. Said that to a lady one time a while back, and she said, well, what about number 7? I said, well, I don't know. I didn't memorize number 7. Number 7 says, don't be wise in your own eyes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was, but we've become best friends since then.
It's amazing how God sets us into relationships with people. Sometimes we need someone to come alongside us, right? Just for a season even, and really just pour into us. And that's what that's been like for these last, 3 months. It's been amazing. And so, Donna, thanks for taking the time to just share a little bit of your journey.
My pleasure, Maggie, and my pleasure to be honored to be asked, and it's a privilege to speak for the Lord. And that's all I know, talk about Jesus. And I've just been talking about him for the past few days. I'm thinking, Lord, you must get tired of hearing me. But no, people are being blessed. And if
I think he's so thrilled, Donna. And God takes everything that the enemy meant for harm, he turns it for good, and that's what he's doing in your life. And so I love it. So thank you so much, Donna. Bless you. And for those of you who are thinking of signing up for one-on-one coaching, you can do so by clicking the link below for your strategy session.